Hello there again, users of the internet. So we're getting even deeper into Sanity Dump. Level 3 now. Alright. Let me quickly change a few things. In order to operate on level 3, we need to turn this little nothing into a white thing. Circle, boys. Here you go. And now you should know how it looks like. Except it's not too obvious. Level 1, level 2, level 3, level 4, actually 5, because we start with white. Level 6, level 7, 8, 9, 10. And then, because we have digits 1 through 9 and a 0, we can continue. I don't have a white circle. That's digit number 1. So digit number 0 is here. Once we reach 10, it just stays there. Very interesting, isn't it? So it's a little bit confusing, but it works. So if you want 11, we do white circle and then a purple heart. It's kind of like backwards. 11 would be 1 and 0 and 10. I guess that's how it stacks. It's a weird stack, not gonna lie. Then it's weird, because I want it to be 0. Do we even need 0? Maybe for 20. So this would be 1. And then 1 would be 11. And then we keep changing this digit. Oh, okay. So now this one is increasing up to 10, which would mean 100 would look like this. 100 is 2 hearts. No? It seems like 100 to me. Because this is like 99. The yellows is 99. But then what is this, right? This 99. Oh. What is this? This looks like 100, actually. Ugh. Weird. So yeah, because this is a 10, and if we put 10 in 10's digits, then we get 110. Pretty obvious, right? Well, so we have digits basically. And we kind of need digits to be different from this digit, right? These things have to be different. This is level, and it's fine for level to look like this with colors, simply because first of all, it looks different, and it's not going to rise in value that much. And it's actually somewhat more important of a thing sometimes. But Sanity Dump will still stack the same way, however. Which is even more confusing, because it's supposed to be like Season 1 episode this, or level this. I'll still keep it the same way. I want to see how much Sanity episodes I make. So these numbers are just confusing. Yeah, this is a fucking number. Wow. Alright. So let's continue to dive into random stuff that I want to talk about and stuff. And stuff that people don't care about because they don't want to make friends across YouTube, don't they? They just want to walk around aimlessly, bounce from face to face, and be entertained by facts that may or may not help them in life. It's just like reading a book. It's not going to help you unless you slowly consume the book by piquing your interest and exploring and testing. Book is just supposed to, and any sort of content is supposed to just give you ideas to operate upon. All right, you can't just fully relax. There's no, that's what, Sanity Dump is also about. Like, you cannot just fully relax. So I'm still like collecting data about what am I even doing. You must always like find work and find things you want to do. It's gonna make you productive in the first place. So even when I'm making these dump videos, it's still fucking intense. Like, it's actually intense. And for the first time in forever, I will potentially will not be able to relax at all. I will operate 24/7, and people can tune in to any part of my adventure because it's going to be labeled by a thumbnail, right? If it's important or whatever, you will see the emotion behind it, basically. If something happened, the message will be sent. The tweet will be tweeted as it's supposed to be. What a graphic. It's like if you were following a bunch of people on Twitter, I'm just doing it on YouTube. I just moved from Twitter to YouTube. Psych, I did not fucking do that. I never used Twitter in the first place because it fucking sucked and it finally died. So nice. I use Twitter. YouTube as Twitter. And would you look at that? It died. It's basically Twitter is declared dead, not just because it turned into an X, but because Elon Musk is losing money and he will not recover. He will not find the magical way to monetize Twitter. Don't worry about it. He's just gonna go bankrupt and disappear into the vast space of failures. Or maybe even go to jail directly. We'll never know. And don't worry, not every single person wants to be famous and watched by thousands of people. I don't want to pique people's interest and make them annoyed or obsess about me. It's supposed to be like the most impossible thing for people to do. They will lose sanity if they only focus on my content. You can do that. There's infinite amount of content, which is not really content, it's just me talking and essentially programming you a certain way. So I just don't recommend relaxing for obvious reasons, especially when it comes to me, because I can dump a lot of things to just one person. Will I be happy because of that? Absolutely. Thank you very much. It's just, I don't know if you're gonna get much in return, because I'm still struggling like everyone else, and I have my own problems, and I can't just help everyone in the same way, right? Just by talking to them, just by dumping my sanity, I can't. It's not too helpful. So I understand why, there's ignorance, but I don't understand the level of ignorance that exists, right? Where I cannot actually build anything. So, but when people see attention, they want to just burn it immediately and just abuse it, basically. They get a resource, they just fucking burn it and monetize it immediately. They don't want to establish trust between themselves and the audience. There's no need, basically. Let's just burn it, is the strategy on YouTube. And if you don't use that strategy, you're not operating accordingly, according to plan. Because I will be testing if YouTube can hold sanity. Can we be humans on YouTube and not just fucking animals lusting for people to just be destroyed whenever they become somewhat vulnerable or under attack? We just lust for them to be destroyed. If that's how we operate, it's not, YouTube is not going to hold that. You know, YouTube is just going to fade out of existence, is going to be replaced by something else. And if I cannot operate on YouTube in my terms, I'll have to move somewhere else. And that something else will manifest itself, and it's a very complicated process just trying to describe it. But there's going to be a YouTube competitor. Something will be created to inhabit sanity, to fix my problem, because my problem is just going to grow and grow based on how aware about it I am. And if people are just going to abuse YouTube for too long, YouTube itself is just going to be unsustainable. Wasteland, you know, where people have mastered the art of abusing other people and not getting in trouble. You know, you can always master that art. You can always figure out those perfect principles of abuse, which are not really principles. It's just evil self-programming, basically. Programming yourself for evil, and it's going to last for a certain amount of time. You know, until you abuse so much that your principles will not work. Principles are something that's supposed to work forever, for a very, very long time, basically. But you're creating temporary abusive principles, which is, you know, it's something. Everyone does some of that. Very interesting stuff. Kind of makes me trip a little bit. Well, let's see how long we'll last in the sanity dump experiment. Because once we start, it's very difficult to stop. I'm not gonna lie. We have to clear up 11 points of insanity, of things to watch, and there's probably, you know, my subscription box is open and I might find something more I want to watch. Mark Passio and A Random Date. Potentially gonna be available for me to explore. So I don't start like playing a game or something. That would hinder my ability to focus. Because I need full focus right now. Full concentration on what I'm doing, so I clean things up. 10 is too much. 10 problems to deal with is too much. So I have random tabs open of videos I want to watch, and my mom ruined my day by continuing to side with the herd mentality. The herd mentality that renovation is cool, giving money to random people is cool. They're gonna fix your pipes. I mean, yeah. Like, it gets so fucking dark so quickly when people become evil. So quickly it becomes dark. And you can just box them in darkness. It's the greatest opportunity. If you become dark and very negative, you can just you can get boxed in your own darkness. Because you get so fucking destroyed. Mentally destroyed. This is why sanity dump is so important. It's so important to be honest, especially if you are in danger. Potentially, if you feel that there's bad energies around you, you have to be just even more honest than ever before. So this is my next level of honesty. Welcome to my next level of honesty. Because darkness can easily trap you. And I don't want to be in darkness. This is my only way to not be in darkness, even though I don't get any positivity from YouTube. But that's the challenge, right? I don't have a place to go. I'm in a corner. I'm already technically boxed with a little bit of hope that YouTube is not just filled with assholes that want to fart really hard. And YouTube creators, technically, you know, they're fighting for attention, and that attention sucks. If you can improve the quality of your attention, of what kind of people are watching your videos and how much they care about you, that is potentially another dimension on your profits and how much you're going to enjoy the work that you're doing. And I think that dimension is like completely unexplored. All right. So basically you have your typical view counts, the eyeballs, and then potentially it's two-dimensional, I'm not sure. But then you have the quality of those eyeballs. Are they going to be useful, or are they going to be negative? Some eyeballs are negative, and they're actually going to drive you insane. They're going to turn you into a robot who's just producing videos seemingly for free, seemingly and unknowingly for free, because you will slowly become desperate for attention or for profits, and people can just manipulate you to produce videos almost at a loss, and then you are actually going to be faced with a decision of like, oh shit, it's unprofitable and it's unsustainable for me to make videos anymore. What do I do? Can I be hired for the skills that I have? And that question, that is a fucking deadlock. Any YouTuber who fucking faces this deadlock, because that's the fucking point. YouTube does not give you a solution to this deadlock. YouTube is not going to tell you you're going to be employed somewhere else, somehow else, because you have acquired skills as an influencer. No, you're completely lost if you lose the game of YouTube, unfortunately. If your stuff becomes unprofitable and you're trying to get that minimum wage job, you might find yourself, it's harder than you think to do that job. Like, if you think you're a normal human being and you become normal human being, you're just going to be mocked into oblivion, bro. Unfortunately. That's the vibe that I have. And just, for me personally, I wouldn't know where to go even. I wouldn't know what to do. But I don't know nothing about real worlds, because there's no love there. All right? With love, I can operate somewhat, you know, consistently in a positive direction. Without love, I have to just keep conceding fights because it's not fun anymore. It's not fun to play with other people. They always get offended. They always get fucking annoyed with you even existing, breathing in their direction, focusing on them, saying anything. Like, it's the most retarded, destructive force if everything is annoying. If you cannot build a relationship with people, and people just, you know, have this power dynamic in their brains that they have to destroy it to get forward in life, that respect is not required. I don't know, bro. So yeah, it's very difficult for me to push forward, but I keep trying different tools, and Sanity Dump is another thing I came up with, so I hope you appreciate if you're sticking around like that. It's pretty crazy. To want to keep me company, so I appreciate. I'm not sure what we can do about it collectively or together to celebrate it, but you know, if something cool happens, well, let me know, bro. Let me know. Anyways, let's dig deeper. Whatever happens, happens, right? That's the... First of all, I lost the track. There was a good point that I've made, but I can always go back and rewind. YouTubers are often on the edge of homelessness and endless mockery. Because if they lose their job, like, they have been a public person, and now they're just going to be mocked for, you know, losing their job. People are always salivating over that thought, even though it's nothing. But people are grasping for self-esteem all the time. And they wake up and it's like, where can I find self-esteem? How can I make myself feel better? And when they run out of love, they become pretty hostile when it comes to grabbing things and putting into their system. They become flu strikey. I don't even know how to call it. Or flu strikers. They become so lustful that they're willing to, you know, strike with the most deadliest, you know, vibe that spiritual world has to offer. A vibe for, well, predatory vibe, basically. To attack someone in a predatory way. And, you know, I'm just like fucking awakening to the Matrix. That is the Matrix, basically. A predatory Matrix. If Matrix ever existed, if Matrix ever was a definition, then it's the flu strike idea, basically. The lowest level of Matrix is the Matrix. Or the lowest level of existence is the Matrix, where nothing really wants to exist anymore, because everything wants to be under its own control, right? So the world just kind of can disintegrate into a Matrix. I think it's actually like the highest level of existence, where you don't actually appreciate it exist. But no, nah. Funny thing is, I'll have to give you a graph, or give myself a graph. So, you know, I'm operating on so many levels right now, and I still don't get a single, oh wow, you know, I don't get a single reaction from anyone. I don't know what's going on, you know. Being in complete darkness sucks ass, alright? Sucks ass. But the first thing I have to tell you guys, that you might not know, is, I am European, trying to accumulate American values. Alright? Do you guys sell anything for effort? Not for money. For effort. How can I work from home and get some of those American values, bro? Anyways. So, it goes up and down. This is the cycle of life itself. And the Matrix is down here. And if you burn too many resources, because you have to drag resources from here, you will bump into Matrix. You'll bump into nothingness, where anything can exist and you can control it fully, but it's not real anymore. And that fucking sucks, bro. Basically, with AI technology, we're approaching that point where nothing exists, because you can just create it. You can just snap your fingers, ask AI to do it, and it's gonna be your reality. So you can believe your thing, whatever you want to believe in. However, that is disrespectful to the life that you have been given, the life that has been created for you. And unfortunately, if you disrespect that life, you're gonna be in a lot of trouble, all right? And the Matrix is gonna, you know, ask you a lot of questions. Do you still want to go this direction? Do you still want to do this? Because we're gonna cut you off from this relationship. We're gonna fucking grind your little pet into pieces. You're gonna see a lot of people doing evil things to people you liked and people you assumed were, you know, gonna be with you forever. And then they're gonna knock on your door and ask you more questions in person. They're gonna peer onto you. They're gonna dump themselves and their problems onto you, and they're gonna show you more and more things. And it just keep manifesting and manifesting because you entered the matrix and you don't want to come out. You just want to craft your own reality while forgetting that you got life from somewhere else. That is the problem that we're dealing with here. I don't want to be scary. I don't want to be negative. I just want to send the message out there from the depths of oblivion, of, you know, non-existence, of non-reality anymore. If we dig deeper than that, guys, and we don't turn around at the right moment, you know, first YouTube is gonna collapse, and it's very fucking easy. You don't think it's easy? Well, fuck me, senseless. I can show it to you guys. It's not a big deal. But mainly, you know, we have the reign of PewDiePie around here, around the downfall. And because we're still in a downfall, apparently, I mean, Mr. Beast can show up and burn the resources deeper into trouble, you know. But someone's gonna have to fucking pull us out. All right, I'm hoping it. When we were rising, Freddy was the dude who rose us up. Yes, Freddy, the person who got the first 1 million subscribers. You think he's relevant? I think not. So you have Freddy era, then you have PewDiePie era, Mr. Beast era coming to an end. No? No? Well, he's getting closer to me. And then gonna step in. All right? Because someone has to step in. Someone has to do it. If YouTube wants to live a prosperous life, if you just want to kill off YouTube, man, let me know. I haven't gotten this notification yet, but if someone wants to kill YouTube, we can partner up a little bit, as long as I get a cut. All right, very good cut. It's called you know, if you want to destroy YouTube, you'll have to get me one of those. One of those grand things. Then I'll just leave. I'll just retire instantly. We'll just forget that YouTube existed. No big deal. All right? Wow, did I just spell Big Fap? Is that Big Fap we're looking at? AI, look at that, AI. Of course it's Big Fap. I knew it. AI is evil, bro. Oh my god. So yeah, also you might question of like why the fuck I have a longer span. No, it's just gonna climb very fast. All right, it's gonna climb very fast. The transition is still the same, like same amount of time between these. I mean, between between these, and you cut it in half. So between these, same lifespan. Don't worry about it. Just climbs very fast out because we don't want to stay underground in a way, underwater, underground. Yeah, YouTube is still fucking kicking around and not understanding what is its purpose in reality. Because we don't get jobs out of YouTube, we just get money. We get resources for being successful. But most people are not successful. All right, you don't get to see the losers. I wish I could show you guys the losers of YouTube. And if they could tell their own stories of them trying to not lose, but still losing anyways. Technically, there are losers on YouTube. There's a whole fucking series of people trying to get help from YouTube authorities. I mean, not authorities, but analysts. So Think Media has some kind of I don't think it's vidIQ. There's a whole channel where they review their in their lives channel reviews, right? So you can always find losers, and there's tons and tons to choose from, basically, all right? And don't worry about it. I don't think these people gonna get the right advice anyways. They're just gonna, you know, sell their souls to the devil that these YouTube analysts are representing, basically. They think they know how life on YouTube works, how to squeeze every single eyeball and put it on your videos. But the reality is there's no secret hidden formula. You can just play a role like everyone else does and try to make the best video possible and try to appeal to the wide audience. Try to play into the metagame, basically. But the metagame constantly changes. And if you know, you don't focus on the future, you will not actually catch the opportunity. I am sitting on the opportunity aisle. I just have to be patient, and my content will blow up automatically. But patience doesn't mean I get to sit and do nothing. I have to constantly participate in whatever is going on and slide alongside my buddies, basically, my pals. How's it going, Mr. Beast? You going down? You gonna cut yourself short in half? No? You gonna go all the way? Questions, man. Because we approaching Matrix. We're approaching insanity. I've been there, done that. All right? So, call me later, alligator, bro. I can get whatever I want in life, but it's a great responsibility to take care of that thing that you just got. So don't ask for too much. When it comes to life, for me, it's the easiest thing to ask for is just someone's heart. Someone to love me unconditionally would be nice, but just in general, just love me, and I'll just fill it up with whatever you have in your world. And if you don't love me, then I'll ask for 2 hearts, and 3 and 4. And just to be sure, I asked for 4 actually, but to be humble in this video, you know, I always have a good place to start. All right. Hey, it's Fred. You want to watch this guy? You want to know the story of the rise of YouTube? I want to know, because it took a little bit of time, all right, until PewDiePie fucking stepped in. 2013. YouTube was around since 26. So it takes 8 years to cycle. I would say 8 years. I'm not sure, but I think we can say 8 years. So from 2006 to 2013, it's not 8 years, it is 7. So maybe 2005. I think YouTube was around 2005 anyways, but that was like super duper early stage, and still I think it's still functional that way. Let's see how the oldest channel is still functioning. 15 years ago. Halloween. So, 2008. But 2008 is basically where you finally exist, right? Let's see how old YouTube actually is, if it's 2005 when it started. Actually, we know what the first YouTube video is, right? $2005. Exactly. So I told you guys. I told you. 2005. Then you have 2013 is where PewDiePie picks up. Continues on the reign of power. Alright. And of course, there's some shit in between. Don't fucking talk about it, okay? We have to focus. And 8 years later, switches to Mr. Beast. Not really 8 years later, am I right? Well, yes. Yes, 8 years later, because Mr. Beast becomes more subscribed. PewDiePie is slowly retiring. We know that at 2022, Mr. Beast surpasses PewDiePie in subscribers. A lot of shit basically happens to cross over the whole thing. In 2020, PewDiePie was starting to lose to T-Series, so maybe even 2019, it was pretty obvious that the fight is about to come down. So, yeah. That was the halfway point, right? No? Halfway point is 2019. 2017. What happened in 2017? I think maybe PewDiePie changed the type of content he's making and just relaxed his content into just reacting to memes and not really much else. He basically picked up a bunch of series, a bunch of ideas. Like, funny enough, Jax Films never beefed with PewDiePie about PewDiePie stealing his entire series idea. Yet he beefed with Sniper Wolf, even though she's also like the most subscribed woman on the platform. So, I very precisely picked your targets. I mean, it's very smart of Jax Films to pick the weaker person, you know, with the most subscribed weaker person. But he got abused by PewDiePie. And didn't beef with that one. I think that beef would be pretty fucking juicy, I'm not gonna lie. But maybe it's gonna remind him a little bit on how drama works on this platform, I guess. You know, just because someone looks weak doesn't mean that's the more correct person to attack. I think PewDiePie is the most attackable person in general, and he would even admit on being just like, you know, wrong sometimes, while Sniper Wolf doesn't want to admit that she's wrong. You know, it's not her dynamic to do so. The more you attack a woman, the less wrong she is by default. It's funny how it works, right? Elephants with long trunks, bro. That's all there's. It's weird, bro. It's weird how this definitely is a deep video that he got sucked into. He went into zoo to look at elephants. Like, there's so much context in this one video that I can't even unpack it, bro. I want to see someone make a video about just the context alone that you can find here. I want to see people just breaking things down that already exist, all right? Not making new videos about new facts that I don't care about. It's fucking insane sometimes. It pisses me off. That's why I need sanity. I need to generate sanity just to look back into... but not really. Well, sometimes. I'm looking back into just the general ecosystem, because we still gotta move forward. It seems like, you know, we're moving pretty fast. We're pretty happy. It's just there's some bad apples. Wait, you telling me Mr. Beast is gonna fucking live for 6 more years? On this platform? That's bullshit. I don't like that. I thought he has like 4 more years. Fuck. No, it ends at 2021. No. I need this to be 2019. So it would be like 6 years. 28. 6 years each, maybe? Freddy's at 218. PewDiePie already existed. I want patterns to be nice. And 8 years is a very, very nice number. All right. I'm not sure how to make it nicer. And the funny thing is, like, the nicer things are put into patterns, it's gonna get you closer to like more realistic form of matrix, because matrix could look anything you like. You can even look into a fucking bacteria, stare it down, and it will turn into something else. As long as you have intentions about it. If you're just scientifically observing, it's gonna show its own intentions. You know, you're gonna see things that they want to see, the bacteria want to see and believe in. This is how spiritual life looks like. Literally, scientifically, you can't comprehend reality that easily. It's not as easy as you would think. And I'm starting to realize, like, most of the things that we're doing is useless. It's just kind of like painfully stupid. But because we don't understand that fully, of how stupid it is, it kind of works. You know, it kind of just works because people submit to it, to the stupidity. If people submit to it, then we don't feel the dangers, and we don't feel the problems. It is what it is, man. If we just allow stupidity to manifest, then it's the norm, you know. And I know we do because no one is respecting me yet. So no one is aware that we're going to change directions. People are thinking like we're going to dig deeper and deeper into Matrix, and the world is going to be more and more surreal, right? Surreal, where anyone can do whatever they want, basically. That's not how life works, all right? You are a part of a bigger system. You're not your own individual self that's just going to jump into the Matrix and live its own life. Just like you cannot just meet God when you reach a peak of existence on YouTube, when you become famous enough. All right? No, it's not how it works. But you can make the sacrifice. You know, you can burn your followers and go insane and just get stuck here and act God until you just, well, disappear. So you can get stuck. You can get stuck in the Matrix thinking that you control your life, and then you don't control your life all of a sudden. So then you just die, you know. But there's better things beyond this point. There's better, bigger things to be stuck about, at least. At least to be stuck. If you want to be stuck, go be stuck somewhere else. All right. This is not a place to be stuck in, by the way. I don't know what this is. This is a question mark to me, unfortunately. I was labeling this as different elements. So you have your 20s. But for some reason I labeled this as your 10s. 20s? I don't know. Because this is supposed to be 30 years. I haven't faced my reality yet. I haven't become old enough to, like, deal with reality. In a way, I don't want to, because it fucking sucks. But I'm willing to accept that I'm pretty old, and I want to achieve my dreams now. Technically, this is where your 10s are. Then your 20s are here. And then your 30s? What? No. I mean, your 20s are here. Since here, this is your 20s. These are your 30s. But it starts at 30. This is where your 20s start. This is where your 10s start, but this is where it ends. Okay, it makes sense now. So your 10s start here, but end here, and now you have 20 years. What? Still doesn't make sense. I still have to go to 30 here. So why do... What? Do I not live until I'm 10 years old? Is that how it works? Fuck my life, bro. In a way, it makes sense, because you're a product of your environment until you have enough free will to manifest your own intentions. It makes sense. You first develop desires, then you develop skills, then you develop understanding and interactivity with reality. Something like that. I don't know. I could say courage, if that helps. And then you develop confidence because you have so much experience in so many fields. You can just lay it down upon everyone else, or just, I don't know. It's still a question mark about everything above here. Is the world just probably just flips upside down? I don't even know, bro. So we don't get stuck in the matrix, because there's more to explore. Don't forget that part. If you just burn all your resources to make more YouTube videos, what was the point again? More views? You're just gonna endlessly go out of control. So if Mr. Beast gets possessed by this, oh, I'm gonna go deeper and deeper into the matrix, I'm gonna make bigger and bigger YouTube videos. If he's gonna get possessed, we have a problem to deal with. All right, now we have to stop him from going in, because he's gonna be the first one gonna be diving head first into the thing that I explored already. All right, he's spending money. I already explored that space. I don't need that. I need to bother. And I'm like the dude from the future, in a way. While Mr. Beast is doing his thing. See, not everyone has explored, and Mr. Beast is supposed to create content that people want to watch, because you could have never watched a content like this before. They don't know what's gonna happen, right? So Mr. Beast can deliver the Matrix experience to everyone. It's just it might not look very good. And he's putting himself into more and more risk while making YouTube videos. There's a difference. When you make a YouTube video, there's a difference of how people actually interact with it when you just spread it all across the world. Television is not spread across the world. It feels like it's just a thing you get to see on your fucking box, basically. It's just a box with a bunch of movies in it. But when it comes to YouTube, there's a whole interconnected fucking space. And it's not always good that it is that way. You must always assess the risks of what you're dealing with. But, Mr. Beast thinks he's making a lot of friends. Good for him. Good for him. Dig deeper. Deal with that lawsuit, am I right? It's just the beginning, bro. It's just the beginning of his problems. PewDiePie was most subscribed since 2013. Fred ended his career at 2008. That's weird. Days held 300 though, so almost a year. And because he held for a year, and then there's Ray William Johnson in the middle. There's Niga Higa there. Smosh. There's all sorts of like weird people in a way holding this title. So I have to like analyze this period. It's very interesting, right? Just like looking into the past, there's so much material, like, and Mr. Beast also is like confused. The way he tried to make YouTube Rewind also explores some headspace of his, of like, well, if enough people contribute to YouTube Rewind, we're gonna know exactly what to do with it. And the answer was, you fail. You fail, Mr. Beast. Wrong. People cannot contribute productively enough to make it entertaining at all. What do we have? Former record, current record. Oh, I see, I see. This series is holding the record, but, you know, it shouldn't count. You know, like, we should not allow this to be just straight up information. But that's how it works, right? We just treat information as if it's relevant. YouTube Spotlight, guys. It was holding the fucking number hostage. Oh no. So I would rather, like, this is not historic data. This is just fucking data of who has the biggest number. But I don't care about that. I care about the influence. You know. So what else do we have? What's that? Oh, timeline? Wait, that's Niga Higa. Look at that. That's pretty funny timeline. Niga Higa has been bitten by Fred. Very interesting. I mean, it would make sense. No, it wouldn't. What needs to make sense is that some water person has been dominating this whole time while YouTube was on the rise. Some kind of fucking water personality. Because they know how to fucking bubble things up. And then PewDiePie can just destroy it. That's the way I imagine, because it would align with my needs, unfortunately. As egoistic as that sounds. It's actually quite weird, I'm not gonna lie. This should be, you know, like a natural progression: wind, fire, earth, into water. But if you look at from here, you don't see the same progression. This would be fire. This would be fire element into water element. Into the downfall here, which would be earth element, into wind. We have all the elements, but they're arranged in such a weird fashion. Actually, not weird at all. Water gets destroyed by wind, gets destroyed by fire, gets destroyed by earth. No, it's... What? I don't even... There's no pattern here. There's not even a pattern. Because water doesn't react with earth. Just like wind doesn't react to fire. What the fuck? When you only see this piece of a pattern, you think the wind, the fire, then the earth, and then the water. This natural thing. But now I look at it, and it makes more sense that this water thing actually happened. Because, hey, it's Fred is ridiculous water. Like, it definitely splashes water in your face with that emotion. It's supposed to be shock emotion, like, wow, it's Fred. Oh my god, guys. That's what the feeling that you're supposed to get. We did it, guys. We have gained the most subscribed title, right? Like, that's the feeling at 2009. At 8. Kind of 9. They'd achieved and then lost at 9. So technically at 2009 has achieved the thing and held. So that was then. Oh my. Yeah, very interesting. It was the middle part of here. It was 2009. That's where Fred popped his head out and identified the whole fucking pattern of who held the crown. So every single time it's a very interesting interaction then. So how the fuck Mr. Beast is starting his power at 2021? What do you mean? That sucks. I'm not happy with that. Do you know how long we'll have to wait until Mr. Beast experiences a downfall? We'll need to wait forever. 6 years or something. That's the thing that I love is the thing that I hate now. I want to shrink that 8 into something more sizable for my brain. It's ridiculous. In a way, this shows that the pattern is actually like 6 years. If you go back, but like it's the dumbest thing. Technically, 2009 can also still be in the middle, but then you have the end of PewDiePie 2019, which is a little bit more appropriate. But 6 years feels bad to me still. So annoying. I don't know. I'll have to think about it. But here you go, another sanity dump. I just got sucked into the Matrix, guys. And I told you what the Matrix actually is, and now you get to see how it looks like. How quickly you can go insane. But if you ask Matrix for actually meaningful things of like how this works, Matrix, tell me, what patterns do I need to know? What do I need to look at? You will slowly untangle things. By layering things on top, you will see the full image. But you need the most powerful tools that you already have, based on your life experience. Otherwise, the Matrix doesn't want to talk to you, you know, because you're too stupid. Maybe I'm not misaligned at all. Maybe PewDiePie peaked, not 2013, but at some other point in time. And Mr. Beast peaked in a little bit offset 2020, or started to take over. Let me just, because the common idea was to do that, and I cannot disrespect the ideas that I had. 2016. Now we cannot go back to 2012. But this is where PewDiePie starts his career. It's just, you know, it becomes visible at 2013 and will become invisible at 2021, which, you know, already happened. And we have seen the invisibility of PewDiePie for real. I'm gonna explain that in a little bit manipulative way, because I'm just assuming, but we're gonna explore that. How he became invisible and then had to retire. Just had to retire. He had no choice. And then Mr. Beast takes over. Or again, starts growing fast enough so PewDiePie, you know, was still holding the title, but had to just give everything up at 2022 entirely. So he knows where it's all going, right? It's becoming less and less visible, and he's losing more and more, and he sort of just accepts the retirement. So you can sort of say that things happen before they happen. All right, it's just the way the history is being written is a little bit different, seemingly. Or is it? I mean, we can just shift the numbers a little bit back and not focus on the peak moment. And just shift the numbers if we want to. Back to 2012, which is actually the peak, right? Of weird things happening in general. 2012 sounds like a cool idea. Not gonna lie. 2020. It's really, really interesting, this thing. of how it peaked in 2020, 2012. Like, there's so many matrixy things that we have to actually analyze. And I would love to have a group of people just putting things together. But I have it in my brain. It's called fucking bacteria, bro, in my brain working together to give you guys the scoop. So 2024 is where we're gonna see the peak of Mr. Beast's existence, and we will know for sure that he's gonna go down. He cannot improve past this point. We're gonna see the best videos from Mr. Beast, and that's gonna be the game over screen at the same time. Game over. He's gonna, you know, start realizing where he's going after all. Maybe he's gonna beat T-Series or some bullshit like that. Who knows? Alright? But he's gonna have the best performance, and past that point, we're taking him down. He wants that or not. Past this point, I can continue the video and explain how the future is gonna look like while Mr. Beast is experiencing a downfall. But I don't want to speculate on the future too much, even though it's usually where you get the most credibility. But at the same time, you make the most sacrifices. If you want to know the future, are you serious? Because it's going to be the most distracting thing you can actually do, is predicting things. Using the Matrix, I can do whatever I want. I just have to prove myself that it's like reasonable and there's no downside to it. So, I might predict the future if I have no choice. But right now, it doesn't seem like it's relevant to me. One thing I can predict is just like the general sense, right? If I don't have to dig deep. That the pattern is just going to repeat itself, but with a fire person. So, you know, it's just the general sense. But when it comes to my predictions, I want to know what happens to the entire YouTube platform as a whole, which is still like a, you know, how can I predict things when I'm just going to give a general sense of things anyways? And sometimes you don't care. You want the experience as it happens and just embrace that. Anyways, so we figured out a few things. There's still a question mark with Fred and how he operated the whole thing. Because now that if we shift like this, YouTube actually started at 2004, which is like unbelievably weird number. That's not when the first YouTube video was uploaded. So what can we do about it? Can we solve this number at all? What happened at 2004? The thing that was kind of undocumented, basically. But who has the documents? Who has information about each of these, like, really old years? Who still holds information about this? I want to know. It's kind of interesting. Alright, see you guys next time. In the next Sanity Dump. And we're gonna keep digging and showing you guys making content that actually makes sense and matters. And every second of it is kind of valuable. Well, I can make that. It's not the worst thing in the world. People can, in fact, watch this and learn something from it. So it must be valuable. And I'm not saying old things. I'm not rehashing anything that AI already knows. Ask AI about fucking whatever this is. I don't know how you would even ask, but yeah, I don't think you would get answers that easily when I am figuring things out on the spot. And anyone can pitch in the magical way that YouTube works, you know, by watching the video. But it's too late to say that, but it's not too late to fucking say goodbye. Let's go to level 4. I haven't even watched a single video. I started tripping about YouTube and this thing. What the things that happen when you just allow your mind to just run around. Like, it just happened. I just made the thumbnail and it started doing it. What the fuck?